Hi everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us as our spring-like weather pattern continues on this week with windy westerlies kicking in across many regions. But at the moment, it's a little bit wintry in the south. There's been a little bit of snow around the weekend. In fact, down to quite low levels. We saw some photos of snow around Tekapo and other low levels around the mountains of the South Island. It's all caused by a southerly flow that came through there over Sunday and into Monday. Most of it is fairly light because there's a high pressure belt, a very narrow one, but a slight high pressure belt just south of the country. And obviously we've got this big low once again around New Zealand, with the subtropical portion now out to the east, created a few thunderstorms in Auckland on Sunday night. Now we take a look at the lunchtime Tuesday setup, and it's not quite so subtropical as it perhaps was over the last couple of days. You're noticing the wind flow is more westerly, so therefore the temperatures will be higher in the east, slightly lower in the west. Showers continue along the west, especially in the North Island, where the westerly wind flow will be around again. So it might be a little bit breezy on Tuesday, but not stormy, but it will certainly be a little cooler than it has been. As we zip through to Wednesday, look at this. The nor'westers are lining up. Now this is where we do go back to some subtropical airflow around the North Island, and then you got an Australian nor'wester for the South Island. Now this setup is going to be with us for a wee while, these strong westerlies. This is very spring-like. You're going to see the wet weather along the western side and driest weather along the eastern side. And we see that once we get to Thursday. Look at this setup here. High pressure to the north and low pressure to the south. We are right in the squash zone. Auckland is there, that's the North Island, the South Island there. So as you can see, the rain is on the western side of both of the islands, which means eastern areas are now beginning to dry out. We're going to notice that in the North Island especially, because the North Island is perhaps a little bit drier in the east than the South Island has been following the floods last month. So we're going to notice this drying out pattern kicking in as all of these westerlies blow through. And for those of you who are seeing the southerlies out there on this side going, well, does that mean we're in for a big wintry blast? Not while these highs remain to our north. They basically put a cap onto the southerlies. You can see they come up and then they turn as a westerly. So let me show you Friday's setup, and you can see what happens to that southerly. It's already turning southwest. Now this dark blue line here indicates it will get a bit cooler as this lower air pressure from the Southern Ocean moves through. Basically the weekend is looking like it could be a bit windy, wet on the west coast, driest on the east. Either way, I think it's pretty safe to say that the depths of winter are now behind us, and we're certainly seeing locking in now this early spring weather pattern. That's all from me for today. We'll update you again on Tuesday.